So welcome to the community Usborne Books and More matchup party. This is maybe different than other parties that you've been to online because maybe on Facebook you've had parties and you don't get to interact directly with each other or with the book person. But this one might be a little bit different for you. I am recording, and once we get ready to talk about the books, then I'll mute everybody so that we can talk about the books without interruption. But I do want to have an introduction first. So Lindsay, why don't you start? And I have your fact and your two facts and a fib, and we'll all get to vote on that. So everybody at the bottom of your screen, there's a little chat bubble that you can vote your if you think which one of these that I'm about to read, which one you think is the fib. So I'm going to read 3 things to you. 2 of them are facts, and 1 of them is a fib about Lindsay. So here's what we know about Lindsay. She was named after the olives her mother craved and ate while she was pregnant with her. She has very little tolerance to noisy eaters, and she enjoys folding laundry. So which one of those do you think is the fib? Is it she was named after the olives her mother craved and ate while she was pregnant, she has very little tolerance to noisy eaters, or she enjoys folding laundry? I guess nobody. Are y'all seeing the chat? I'm not hearing y'all. If y'all can let me know if y'all are hearing it. Oh, I can't spell. Every no-y. All right, Jess says folding laundry is a fib. Kathleen, what do you think? Is it Kathleen? Yours is coming up KMM. You've got the cute glasses and your hair in a bun. Are you Kathleen?
Kate. Kathleen, Kate.
Kate, okay. All right, let's see. So Brittany says folding laundry is a fib. What do you think? All right, Lindsay, are you ready to reveal?
Yeah, sure.
All right, tell us what is it? Which one's the fib?
The fib is the olives.
The olives. That was a funny one. Actually, I was thinking that might be true because it was just weird. Just weird enough. All right. And how long have you been doing classical conversations?
This will be my 3rd year.
3rd year, okay. Jess, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us about, oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, Lindsay. Tell me about your kids.
Kids.
How old they are?
Wesley is almost 11, Felicity is 8, and Charlie is 6.
All right. And all right, so now, Jess, why don't you tell us about how long you've been doing classical conversations, and tell us something fun about yourself, and also tell us your kids.
Let's see, 2 years with classical conversation. Something fun about myself. I really enjoy my kids going to bed and having quiet time. And let's see, 7, 6, 5, and 2.
7, 6, 5, and 2. What are they? Boys, girls?
I have 3 boys and 1 girl.
Which one is the girl?
Aaliyah is 5.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the event and the party. Brittany, you want to go next? I don't see her face, so she may be. Oh, there she is.
I have a 2-year-old, and I do not do classical education.
Is your 2-year-old a boy or girl?
Girl.
Girl. Glad you could join us. You're sort of a neighbor. I'm in Houston, Texas, and Brittany is in Austin, so she's not that far away.
About 3 hours, give or take.
Yeah, it depends on if my husband's driving. He could do it.
What time of day it is.
Yes, well, that's true. That's true. All right. And Kate, tell us about you and your family. Oh, I'm sorry, Brittany, we forgot you to tell us one thing that's interesting about yourself.
I'm not very interesting.
That's not true.
I don't know.
Well, okay. You sent me 2 facts and a fib. Oh, look, there's a baby. That's one thing that's fun about these parties. You get to see people's kids. Okay, so Brittany, your last name's Dixon, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to make sure I had the right Brittany. So Brittany sent us some facts and a fib too, and you guys can tell us which ones you think are the fibs. First item, she has lived in 5 states. Second, she was not homeschooled. 3, she read the Twilight series in a week. Which one of those things do you think is a fib? She has lived in 5 states. She was not homeschooled, or she read the Twilight series in a week.
I think she was homeschooled.
Okay.
3. 3 is the fib.
You think, what is it, Jess, that you think?
3, the last one.
Oh, you think that she did not read the Twilight series in a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Lindsay,
can't
what do you think?
remember where she lived.
All right, Brittany, tell us which one you think is, which one is the fib?
I was homeschooled, so number 2 is a fib.
All right. Very good. That's one of those double negative things just to throw everybody off. I love it. All right. Okay. So Kate, now tell us about you and your family, and if you are a Classical Conversations mom, how long you've done that, and something interesting about yourself. Oh, that is so classic. Oh, and I have it recorded. That's awesome.
This will be my 2nd year with Classical Conversations. I have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and Gideon is 5 months old today.
All right, and so your 5, 4, and 2-year-olds, are those boys or girls?
They're all boys.
Oh my goodness! So you're a quad boy mom?
Yep.
Oh, we will pray for you. And your refrigerator.
Yes.
All right, and something interesting about you.
I met my husband when we were 11 and 12 doing community musicals.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. All right. Well, I'm so glad you guys could all come and check out some of these books. Show me your hand if you have, if you already have or are familiar with any of our books, Usborne books or Kane Miller books. Okay. Brittany, is your hand up? Yes. So everybody is familiar. All right. So you know that our books are high quality. You know that the books are engaging and innovative and interesting to kids. You know all that stuff. So let me just show you some books then. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat box, I'm going to put the link to a flippable catalog, because I know sometimes people like to take a peek at that catalog, and I want to make sure you have it available whenever you are wanting to see it. Exactly. So let me post that there, and then, all right, here's the flippable catalog. All right, so there's the flippable catalog link, and I'm going to start talking about the books now. If you have any questions or comments, just type it into the chat. I'm going to put everybody on mute so that way you can see the books without other people popping up into the screen. But if you have a question or a comment, just type it into the chat, and Lindsay's going to help me keep track of that so I don't miss anybody. All right, so let me mute. All right. Okay, so you can unmute yourself too if you need to, so it's not like I'm in total control or anything like that. All right, so I did post earlier that I have a matchup for cycle 3 for those of you who are CC moms. And if you would like a copy of that, if you haven't already received one, I'd be happy to email it to you. I am going to concentrate on a lot of those books, but I have some other books in here too that are, even if they're not for a homeschool curriculum, they're still really fun. So the first one I want to show you deals with art. This book is called Famous Artists, and in this book it has information about specific artists and some of their pieces that they have created. So it's a great supplement for your art curriculum. If you are interested in art, we have tons of art books, from coloring books and literature about artists and about pieces of art, but also where you can like kind of mimic what an artist is doing and do that for yourself, which is always fun. I also want to talk about history. So here's the little history portion. This book is one of my favorite history books. This is called Timelines of World History. And one of the things that I love about this is that it's a parallel book. It goes from ancient time, which starts in the ancient world is like 10,000 BC. And it has different areas of the world in parallel during the same time period. So in 10,000 BC, we're talking about Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and the Americas. When you go forward a little bit and you're in like the 16th century, now we're talking about Southern and Western Europe, Northern and Eastern Europe, Africa and the Middle East, Asia, and the Americas. There's a section in the back that has a glossary, and it also includes like a list of all of the kings and queens of the world, prime ministers and presidents in the world, because there's other countries that have presidents besides the USA. And then there's safe internet links that are available for you to take a look at for more information. This is a $19.99, and it's a hardbound book. It's a really great deal that'll be something that would last through all of schooling. This is the Timelines of World History. The next book I want to show you, there's actually 3 in this series, and this is actually a great way to save money too. This is the Encyclopedia of World History, and I was a science teacher for 20 years, so I'm totally science nerd. That's me. But I think if I had had books that were like this, I would have been much more interested in history. These are beautiful illustrations and photographs. Every 2-page spread has an internet link about that topic. This is something that will work across your curriculum or just in your house. Talk about getting kids interested in reading when they don't have to be necessarily. So these are really fun. This is the standard size. We also have a reduced size. This is our geography book. So you can see the difference in the size. It's just a physical size difference. And this one is a flexi bind, while this is a hardcover. You can get the geography book, the science book, and the world history book all together as a set. And a collection like a set like that is where you save a little bit of money. You can get all 3 of them hardbound for under $100, and that is a pretty good deal. The science book, the ones that are reduced are $19.99. The one that is a hardbound is $39.99. So that's a really good deal if you're getting 3 of them for under $100. The science book, of course, this is totally my wheelhouse. So I get all excited about science. And this one has, instead of having internet links, it actually has QR codes that you can scan that might take you to a video, or it might take you to an article or something on that. I should totally look up eclipses, because that's coming up in just a few days. I don't know if you're aware. There hasn't really been much in the news about that lately. Ha ha. But so those are our encyclopedias. Another great book for learning about our world is an atlas. There's several different atlases to choose from that we have. This one is the Big Picture Atlas. This is a very fun one to look at. So we have the whole world, and then it breaks it down by continent. This is part of Europe. It says continued at the top. So there's another part of Europe. So it has pictures and has small chunks of information, which is something that kids are going to be able to remember better. This one is Eastern Asia. Beautiful illustrations. This one is $16.99, and it is a hardcover as well. So this is something that will last a long time. So science curriculum. Let's talk about science. So we kind of talked about history. We talked about world geography. This is science. Okay, so it's totally my world, right? So one of the main things that you guys are going to be covering in cycle 3 this year is the human body. And that was one of my favorite things to teach when I was teaching. I wish I'd had a book like this This is See Inside Your Body. So this has flaps that you can lift. This is hard to do backwards. You can lift to see more information, more small chunks of information for kids to learn. The younger kids are just going to enjoy looking at the pictures and just seeing small bits of information. The older kids, as they get older, when they get to cycle 3 again in 3 years, they're going to really enjoy these little chunks. It covers each of the systems that you guys are going to cover. The digestive system is one of my favorites because you can actually look at the bottom picture. It's just hilarious. I think that's so funny. I taught middle school, so they were really into body humor. So when we did planets, and I had to do Uranus jokes because, I had to make the jokes because then it was funnier if the teacher did it and it's not a distraction. But they like to know about poop too. I mean, we have whole books on what is poop. Everybody poops. Yeah. So another book behind me, this is also on the matchup. This is Look Inside Your Body. This is similar to the one I just showed you, but this is like for a little bit younger kids, and this has all the flaps too. When you have flaps for learning, you are going to be activating different parts of your brain, so they're going to be remembering the things that they've learned better. This one it talks about your bones and your muscles, your brain. That's a fun one. Lots of great chunks of information to learn. This one is a Look Inside Your Body. Look Insides are $14.99. The See Insides are also $14.99. I also have some science and math. There's lots of different things out there for science and math that can help you. I know you get to choose your own curriculum that you want to use, and some of you have used learning wrap-ups or Saxon Math, different things like that. But we have some great things that will help with that. This one is called This Is Not a Math Book. And this is fantastic if your kids love art and math, because that's really what this is an art book, but it's based on math. So it has a principle on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side is when you get to put something together. So some of these I don't even know how to say. Like there's this one called, I think you say it's called a stomachion. Let's see if I can find it. It looks like stomach ion to me. There's tessellations in here. So here's a stomachion puzzle. I don't know how you say that. It didn't come with a guide on how to say that. But anyway, this is a really fun book. And there's also, this is not another math book. My friend that is a CC mom in Round Rock, Texas, she ordered these for her girls, and she got one for herself too because she thought it was fun. Architect Academy and all of our Academy books are wonderful ways that kids can learn about different jobs that might be out there, careers that might be out there, and the skills that would be needed to do those. So in Architect Academy, they have several different activities that they're going to do, and that way they can learn what it means to be an architect, and they get to put a little badge at the bottom when they complete an activity or a lesson. And then at the end, there's a poster that comes out that on one side, this one is the history of architecture, and on the other side, it is the game. Let's see which way is up. I think that way is up. There's a game board, and there's pieces that pop out for them to play. There's several different books in this series. This one is Architect Academy. We also have Engineer Academy, Vet Academy, Scientist Academy, Astronaut Academy. Those are really fun activity books, and you're still learning. For math, we have several different dictionaries. This is the elementary math dictionary. This would be for kind of middle elementary. There's an early math dictionary for your kids that are in pre-K, kinder, and maybe first. And there's also a middle school math dictionary that is just called a math dictionary. So there's 3 different levels of this. This one is the middle one. These have information like little mini lessons if they need a refresher, not you, but if they need a refresher on how to do something, and you would like for them to be more independent in finding out what they need to do, this is a great resource for something like that. We also have Dictionary of Science, which was back here, but I don't think you can see it now. The Illustrated Dictionary of Science. This one is a combined volume, which is another way to save money. Collections was the first one. Combined volumes is another one. This has 3 different dictionaries combined under one binding. This has a dictionary for biology, one for physics, and one for chemistry. So there's 3 different dictionaries here within this one. I opened right up to transition metals, so you guys are going to be working with that in this after Christmas, I guess, with the different elements in the periodic table. I always like that part of my lessons too. So that is the Illustrated Dictionary of Science. I have some stuff for the younger kids too, because I know a lot of you have littles. If you have kids that are in pre-K or going to 4 and up, we have tons of Wipe Clean books. I have a reflection. There we go. The Wipe Clean books come with a Wipe Clean pen, which is just a dry erase marker. So if something ever happened to this marker, you could just replace it with any marker, and you could use colors too. And inside the book, this one is Get Ready for School. So this is a combined volume 2 of ABC and 1, 2, 3. This one on 10, there's things to count. There's shapes to trace, and then they can practice writing their numbers too. I also like that when you are doing, let me find an alphabet one. I want to show you the alphabet. So in the alphabet one, get really close here. It has a dot to show you where you place your pen to start writing the letter, and then it shows you the direction to trace the letter. And it has the capital and the lowercase letter too, which I think is valuable because sometimes kids only see it one way, or they don't really know what direction to write their letters. So this is a wonderful book for that. And there's like 20 different books like this. Some are more learning looking than others. You know, it's a 1, 2, 3 book, or common words to copy, or action words to copy, or it's a math book. But some of them, even the ones that are puzzle books, are great for kids to practice writing and practice using a pen and how to hold a pen properly. So this is a great resource, are the Wipe Clean books. This Wipe Clean book is $14.99. The rest of the Wipe Clean books that are big size like this are generally $7.99. And then for reading, I know you get to choose your reading curricula as well. I have several different readers I want to show you. The first one I want to show you is back here, this little reading set. This is the My First Reading Library. And the green books, this is the first book in the series, Pirate Pat. This is what you start to read with. You have a portion for you to read, Mom, there, and then this is what your child reads. And the stories are fun, and they're silly, and they're funny, so they're not just blah, you know, Dick and Jane books like I had when I was a kid. But you have stuff for Mom and stuff for the child, and at the back of the book, it has a little bit of information for you, some guidance on the letter sounds that were in this book, and help there. And then it also has these puzzles for the kids to do, also known as reading comprehension questions. So these are very fun books. This is book 1 in the series. There are 15 books in the first part, and then there are 35 books in the whole set. So then, like, if you pull out another book, this one is book 5, Grizzly Bear Rock. This one, you'll notice that there's much more for your child to read and less for you to read. Each book, as you progress, has more for your child, less for you, and it builds on the letter sounds that you've already taught them. By the time you get to book 15 in that beginner part, there is nothing for you to read. This is all for your child to read. The other 35 books are for practice. So once they graduate from the green section, then they can read the orange books in any order that they like, and then they can read the pink books in any order that they like for extra practice. When they finish with that, the next thing that they can read, oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't tell you, that whole set is $69.99. When you finish with this set, they are able to read. They need more practice reading. Then we can have leveled readers. This is a level 1 book. There's lots of books. There's 4 levels. The different kinds of books in the leveled readers have, some of them are fables, like How the Zebra Got Its Stripes. Some of them are nonfiction books, like this one is about penguins. Some of them are fairy tales, The Billy Goat's Gruff, and then some of them are classics, The Secret Garden. And so these are leveled at the beginning, level 1. You have longer books than in the first set I showed you, but not a whole lot of text. And then as they progress, you get more and more text, so that when you're at level 4, you have a longer book that is looking more like a chapter book. We do have tons of chapter books as well, like tons. And I'd be happy to make recommendations for you if you're trying to figure out what kinds of series to start your child on. I can help you with recommendations based on what they're interested in and what level they're reading. Some other books that are great for beginner readers and reading with your children even when they're teeny tiny is Ted and Friends. This is a phonics combined volume. This has, I believe, 18 different stories in it. It comes with a CD, so you can listen to it in the car, and they can listen to it while they read, like a read-along. They have adorable illustrations. They're just so cute. I love that little pig. And about every third page or so has a flap. Oh, look, the pig has a wig. But every third page or so has a flap. So you have that tactile part going on there too. This is Ted and Friends. This is $19.99 and has the CD. Then another one that I love is A Complete Book of Farmyard Tales. This is illustrated by Stephen Cartwright, and all of his books have a little yellow duck hidden for you to find. So this is fun for kids of multiple ages. It also has a CD, so you can listen to it in the car, or you can have a read-along. And there are several different stories in this book as well. It has a little silk bookmark, satin bookmark, so you can have story time in the evening if you like. This is another one where the illustrations are just so darling. I love them. And it's a dual reader. So you notice there's a line of text at the top, and then there's more at the bottom. If you are reading to littles, just read the top and that's all. If you're reading to bigger kids, read the top and the bottom. If you would like for your kids to help you, have your kids read the top and you read the bottom, and then you can flip-flop. But then you also got that part where you try to find a little yellow duck on every page. I don't know, do you see it? It's in there. Everybody lean closer. It's in there. I'll show you. It is right here. Those are really cute. This is the Complete Book of Farmyard Tales. This one's $24.99, and it's got a kind of a squishy cover, which I like. Some other books that I like that have squishy covers are the illustrated books. Do y'all have any of these? Yes? Yes? This one is Hans Christian Andersen's Fairy Tales. This one is illustrated classics. This one, I love this one has. This is especially good for boys, I think. This one has Robin Hood, Gulliver's Travels. It has Around the World in 80 Days, Robinson Crusoe. That one's the classics. There's also fables from around the world. There's Greek myths. There's Norse myths. It's so cool. And they have those kind of squishy covers that kids like to have in their hands, and adults too. And they're just really nice books. So these are all $19.99, and there's about 16 different titles of these. My stack is getting kind of large over here. Then I dropped a book. In keeping with the language, I had one I forgot to show you. So this is a big picture of thesaurus, which is a fun way for kids to find words that are similar. And then this one is hardcover, and it is $14.99. And then this one, when we announced this one made me really excited. I was like, so cool. Is a illustrated grammar and punctuation book. It's got all those rules that we're supposed to know that we don't sometimes, but this is a great reference for looking back on that. Like learning it's, and how to use an apostrophe, and when to use a comma, and all that stuff. So that one's fun. So these are kind of the books like for school. The last books I want to show you are the books that are just fun, and they're some of my favorites, and they're some of my son's favorites. I have a little one who's 2, almost fui, and he'll be fui in 10 days. And this is one of them. This is a new one. This is Alfie and Bet's ABC book. And it's great to have multiple ABC books so kids can see that letters have a representation of something no matter where they are. It's not just one book. This one happens to be a pop-up book. And as you go through, the letters pop out of the book. I like that cookie. Super cute little book. Those are fun. And it has, like this one says, H, I, J, and K make a wonderful sight for horse and for ice cream, for jam, and for kite. Alfie thinks these are the winners for sure, but Bet is already searching for more. They're trying to find the best letter. So that's a really cute little book. This one is a new one. This one's $12.99, and it just came out. We also have this one. Is one of my son's very favorites, All Better. It has these little removable stickers that are like hard plastic. This one has a monkey on it. And what happens is that these poor friends, they have boo-boos. And oh, he has the elephant one on his head. So he bumped his head, and your child gets to put the bandage on the boo-boo. And you have that repetitive, clean it, kiss it, put a bandage on it, all better. And I love the kiss it part because now whenever my son has a boo-boo, mommy's kiss does a world of healing, which is wonderful. We don't have to get all freaked out about it. So this is called All Better. This one is $12.99. And then this book, very first book of Things to Spot, was one of the books that I used with him when he turned a year old, continuing to teach him several different things, like what the words are for curtains, what the words are for chest of drawers or shoes or toys or books or friends or whatever. Like there's all kinds of different things in this book to see and to talk about. It has little peekaboo pages. So if you see her face, that becomes a little hat. This is a great book for little ones starting at about a year old. And it's the really thick pages. It's not a board book, but it's a thick page. These are $11.99. There's 3 different books like this. So those are the books I wanted to show you. I have one more book that I want to just quickly show you, and that is Ludwig the Space Dog. This is a 3D book, and it actually comes with 3D glasses in this little envelope here. So everything pops off the page. So like when you're looking at this, everywhere you see something that is red, it actually disappears, and it looks like it's coming off the page. This is a really fun book. But we're just about out of time. So what I'd like to do is you guys that are here are all going to be entered to win a special prize, and then there's the additional prize for everybody who participated before. I'm going to head back to the Facebook page, and I would like to thank you all for coming here. I'm going to unmute everybody. I want to thank you all for coming to this part, and then I'm going to go back to the Facebook page to answer questions. I'll put a post up there that, hey, got a question? And if you have a question, or if you would like some help shopping, then you can message me. I posted the link for shopping already in the Facebook event, so you can see where to shop. There's a door prize slip there, so be sure to go fill out the door prize slip like right now, because that's where I'm going to draw to see which one of you wins something. So go fill that out first, then go shopping, and I'll be around this evening. If you have any questions, then you can message me, or you can post on that, make a comment on that post. And then don't forget, if you'd like to get a copy of the Cycle 3 matchup, to send me a message with your email address, and I will email that to you right away. So, are there any questions?
What was the name of the Find the Ducky book?
That is the complete book of Farmyard Tales.
Okay.
By Eric Cartwright.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did y'all have a good time?
Yeah.
I know it's a lot, because
Yes.
I wanted to show you a lot of books. Usually I just show like 10 books, but I wanted to make sure I could get as much in as I could that fits your curriculum, and then just the kids that you have, the ages.
Yeah, sorry.
But I do hope you had a good time. Don't forget that a portion of all of the sales, you guys get a % of that to help your community. So do your Christmas shopping early. Get birthday presents, get curriculum stuff, whatever you need to get it all at once. Plus you can save some on shipping. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions? Any other questions?
I think I'm good.
No? What was your favorite? Kate, what was your favorite book?
I actually just today was looking for a thesaurus
Oh,
that
okay.
would work for my 5-year-old. So that was interesting.
Okay, cool. Jess, how about you? Which one was your favorite?
I like the world history book.
The red one?
Yeah, that big one.
Yeah. Okay. Brittany, how about you? What was your favorite?
I want the architect book for me.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
That looks awesome.
And Lindsay, which one was your favorite?
I liked the See Inside My Body, or Your Body. But
Yes. Somebody's body.
somebody.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites too, but that, like I said, I'm a science nerd. I am a professed science nerd, and I made a post about this, but in case you guys are interested, I have some eclipse information in my VIP group. So if you are, if you're in New York, you're not going to get a total eclipse. You're going to get about the same as I am here in Austin. But let me tell you, 67% is still good. Like that's still good. It's not zero. It's still going to be significant, and you'll have a much better view of it in 7 years at the next eclipse that comes up through Texas and up to the Northeast. So you'll get another chance. Don't worry. Order your eclipse glasses early. All right. Well, let's head back over to the event page, and you can find the post to do the survey, and I'll do the drawing in about, it'll be about 20 minutes now because it'll be at 8:30. So be sure you get your drawing slip in there. And if you are interested in earning some money and making a business out of this, I'd be happy to help you with that. It is something you could totally work around your schedule. That's what I do with my son. If you're interested in hosting a party and getting your friends together on your own, I can help you with that too. All right?
All right.
All right. Thank you all for coming. And I'll post the recording up for this for those who missed it, or if you were not here to hear the beginning and want to hear the beginning where we were finding out what facts or fibs were Lindsay's, then you can check on that after. All right?
Okay.
All right. I'll see y'all on Facebook.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.